Pepco application for an electric multi-year adjustment to the company's base rates, which was noticed as case 9702. My name is Michael Richard. I'm a commissioner at the Maryland Public Service Commission. Chair Hoover has asked me to preside over this evening's proceedings. With me this evening are Commissioners Kumar Garvey and Bonnie Suchman. And also, Chair Hoover is joining us virtually. You can see him up on the screen.
Yeah.
The base rate proceeding, it is a contested case, and this evening's public hearing is part of the public and official record for this evidentiary case. Our role this evening as commissioners is to listen to your views on Pepco's proposed rate increase. Our format tonight is both hybrid, live, and virtual. So we will begin hearing from the members of the public who are here present, and then we'll hear from those who are participating virtually. We do ask that you keep your presentation to no more than 5 minutes, but you may submit your written presentation for inclusion in the record. And we also invite members of the public to submit their comments either by mail or through the Commission's online website, which is psc.state.md.us, and it's under Tools and Take a Public Comments, so you can submit your longer comments if you would like to do so. As I mentioned, commissioners are here to listen to your views. If you do have any questions, there are members from the company, from the Maryland Public Service Commission, and the Council. Why don't you all raise your hands if you're here to take questions. So again, we really thank you for being here this evening. Look forward to hearing from you. I'm going to go ahead and now turn to our Executive Secretary, Andrew Johnston, and why don't you go ahead and call our first witness.
Our first participant tonight is Andy Cabrera.
Good evening. My name is Andy Cabrera. I'm the president of Lightility, e-mobility company here in Montgomery County. I am I'm in support of Pepco's proposed multi-year plan filed with the Maryland Public Service Commission on May 16, 2023 for case 9702. Specifically, I am writing to support the transportation electrification program. We have worked with Pepco on providing EV charging stations for family and businesses in Pepco's territories for the last 3 years. This program is crucial in EV adoption in the Justice 40 and equity emphasis areas. We support Pepco's filing for this program and believe it supports the achievement of local and state climate and clean energy goals. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next participant is Alberto Ramos.
Good evening. My name is Alberto Ramos. My partner, Kathy, and I own a small business, power construction and project management. I have over 30 years experience managing projects, including construction of solar generation farms and ICT construction. Our CPN provide project management and construction management services to Pepco. We are a woman-owned minority business based in Montgomery County. We were awarded our first contract at Pepco in 2020 and have been working and developing our business with them for the last 4 years. We began with just 2 of us and are now 7 employees looking to hire more. Our construction project management is eager to continue working with Pepco in the years to come. Pepco has reported spending over $18 million with locals and diverse suppliers in 2022. It announced a $36 million fund to support the growth of minority-owned business within the Pepco region economic. Throughout its multi-year plan, we expect to expand career opportunities while supporting economic development and job creation in the local clean energy economy through the implementation of infrastructure work performed by the company and local contractors that are enabling the clean energy future. Over the 5 years period, the spending plan will contribute more than 11,000 full-time equivalent jobs. Pepco reports the spending at least 40% per year on diverse local suppliers, which in turn helps to stimulate economic growth within the Pepco region that includes Montgomery County. The approval of Pepco multi-year plan will further support that effort by ensuring that business like power construction and project management can continue to grow to hire additional employees to support Pepco's projects and our area infrastructure.
Next participant is Margie Graff.
She's on the.
Okay. Good evening, Chair Hoover and Commissioners. I'm Margie Graff. I'm the President and CEO of the Greater Rockville Chamber of Commerce. As a dedicated member of our community and representing business owners deeply invested in the well-being and sustainability of our region, I'm writing in support of Pepco's proposed multi-year plan filed with the Maryland Public Service Commission on May 16th, case number 9702. We believe that an electric utility multi-year rate plan offers several benefits to a chamber of commerce, which represents local businesses in a community. For example, budget stability. With a multi-year rate plan, a chamber of commerce members can better forecast and plan its budget over several years. Predictable electricity costs allow for more accurate financial planning, reducing the uncertainty associated with fluctuating rates. There's also cost savings to consider. Multi-year rate plans often provide incentives or discounts for committing to longer-term contract. By locking in rates for multiple years, the Chamber of Commerce members may secure lower electricity rates compared to shorter-term agreements or standard tariff rates. Finally, and most importantly, for the businesses that we represent, there is the issue of long-term planning. Chambers of Commerce typically engage in long-term strategic planning to support local business and economic development. A multi-year rate plan aligns with this approach by providing stable energy costs, allowing businesses to invest confidently in growth initiatives without worrying about sudden increases in utility expenses. We urge the Public Service Commission to officially approve the multi-year plan. Collaborating with local utility providers in pursuit of a more sustainable and environmentally friendly energy landscape is an investment in the future of our community. By working together, we can achieve a cleaner, greener, and more prosperous future for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Graff.
Next listed is Naba Badui.
Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you so much for having us tonight. So I represent Global Education Energy Environment. We are a nonprofit organization in the greater Washington area. And we have been supporting and organizing student competitions over the last 30 years that promote education, energy efficiency, and environmental consciousness. So we have partnered with Pepco in advancing STEM-related activities for 12 years now through the DC Electric Vehicle Grand Prix. You might have heard about it, maybe see it on the news. It's a hands-on educational program for high schools in the DC, Maryland, Virginia, and some other states as well. For this competition, the students teams apply STEM and strategy to construct and race battery-powered electric cars. The project helps improve their understanding of renewable energy technologies and project management while working in a team environment. So the participation in this competition serves as an excellent opportunity for young women and men in high schools to better prepare them for college careers in science and engineering. It also educates the young generation of drivers about electric vehicles and energy efficiency. Over 3,000 students have benefited from our partnership with Pepco in organizing this event in the last 12 years. We support Pepco's filing of this program and believe it supports the achievement of local and state climate and clean energy goals. We believe that embracing and implementing proactive measures to address climate change is not only responsible, but also crucial for the long-term success of our local children and the overall prosperity of our community. We urge the Public Service Commission to officially approve the MYP. Collaborating with local utility providers in pursuit of a more sustainable, environmentally friendly energy landscape is an investment in the future of our community. By working together, we can achieve a cleaner, greener, and more prosperous future for all. Thank you.
Thank you for your testimony this evening.
Next is Adrian Davis.
Good evening, Commission and neighbors. My name is Adrian Davis, co-founder and managing member of Prime Partners Engineering. I just want to start by saying we are thinking about everyone that has been affected by the Francis Scott Key Bridge tragedy early this morning. As a native of Baltimore, my heart goes out to the families, servicemen and women in the city of Baltimore. Safety is a core pillar of Prime Partners Engineering, and I would be remiss if I didn't start with that statement. I'm speaking here in front of you in support of Pepco's multi-year plan. Prime Partners, we are a minority contractor for Pepco Holdings, providing project management and engineering services as a project manager of choice. As a minority business and a certified business enterprise, we are one of the largest and fastest growing Black-owned engineering services firm in the district. My business partner, Kim Plater, and I established the company in late 2019, right before the COVID pandemic. Over the past 4 years, we have grown from 2 employees to now over 50 full-time employees and a handful of independent contractors. We have completed projects in Maryland, the District of Columbia, Delaware, Puerto Rico, and New York. Pepco is one of Prime Partners' largest clients, and we have done work for Pepco on the electric distribution feeders throughout Pepco's Maryland and Washington, D.C. service territory. The company's portfolio is fundamentally anchored in 3 areas: project management, engineering services, and solar interconnection. Most notably, working with Pepco on the 1.8 megawatt Paradise at Parkside Community solar interconnection with New Columbia Solar and the Howard University Net Energy Metering and Solar Project with Volt Energy, and the Pepco project management for Purple Line development. Prime Partners is focused on the approval of Pepco's multi-year plan because the firm wants to count on work long-term projects beyond 1 year with Pepco in order to continue with our mission of creating a more sustainable environment for our communities by asserting excellence and integrity at the center of every project. As a growing diverse firm, Prime Partners represents a type of company that Pepco actively seeks to work with and that resembles the makeup of the service territories they serve. I will end with this. I started my career at Pepco as an electrical engineer and was afforded the opportunity to grow and develop my time there. I gained invaluable experience, and I'm happy to have the opportunity to support them as a contractor. My business partner and I started Prime Partners to not only develop communities with our engineering skills, but to be an example to other future engineers, entrepreneurs, and project managers. No matter how lofty, Pepco's multi-year plan will be a key contributor to helping us do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Next is Terry Blanton.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Terry Blanton, and I'm the Director of Development for Interfaith Works. Interfaith Works is a 501c3 nonprofit that provides emergency shelter, supportive housing, employment services, food, clothing, and financial assistance to the residents of Montgomery County. We have been doing this work for 52 years. We recognize Pepco's commitment to serving those at-risk customers who are struggling with the effects of this challenging economy. While Montgomery County is considered affluent, it has deep pockets of poverty, with more than 72,000 residents living on incomes below the federal poverty line. Interfaith Works helps 35,000 of them each year, 14 programs assisting with housing, utilities, food, clothing, and jobs. Over the past 15 years, Interfaith Works has partnered with the Pepco Holdings Incorporated Community Foundation to help families in Montgomery County that need emergency assistance with their electric and gas bills. Over those 15 years, Pepco's foundation has provided more than $1.2 million to help residents in Montgomery County keep their lights and heat on. We estimate that this funding has assisted nearly 2,600 families during that time. These are people like someone I'll call Sarah. Let me share her story. Despite the high cost of living in Montgomery County, Sarah was making it work. She earned enough to pay rent, buy groceries, pay her electric bill, and perhaps a bit left over to small gifts for family birthdays and holidays to help out other people who are struggling. Then the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Sarah lost her job due to the economic shutdown and struggled to find stable employment. She fell behind on all her bills, including rent and her Pepco electricity bill. The months went on and the bills piled up. Sarah was finally able to find a new job, but had to make the difficult choice of either catching up on her rent or paying her electric bill. When she received a disconnect notice in January, she was terrified. Without electricity, she wouldn't be able to cook, keep warm, or stay connected to the outside world. Fortunately, she found the Interfaith Works Connections program, which is funded by Pepco Holdings Community Foundation and other donors. Our team worked with Pepco to keep her lights and heat on, and Pepco worked with Sarah to set up a more affordable payment plan for her moving forward. After this crisis had passed, Sarah called us and expressed her gratitude for the help she received from Interfaith Works and Pepco. She had gone from terror to relief and to hope. She also shared that her work hours had recently increased, which meant that the extra money she was earning, combined with the payment plan set by Pepco, meant that she would be able to catch up on her bill and stay current. Last year alone, Interfaith Works was able to help 236 people like Sarah, supplemented by the nearly $112,000 we received from Pepco's foundation. This support did more than just keep the lights and the heat on. It gave people hope. This is the difference in a long-standing 15-year partnership between a corporation and a nonprofit can make in our community. Thank you for your attention this evening.
Next is Evans Bonnie.
Good evening, Commissioner, Chair Hoover, Commissioners. Wow, this one, so I love all that. For the record, my name is Evans Bonnie. I serve on the board of the Greater Silver Spring Chamber of Commerce on behalf of Greater Silver Spring Chamber of Commerce, representing more than 300 employers, mostly small businesses and nonprofit organizations in Greater Silver Spring and surrounding areas. I'm here to give the Chamber's support of Pepco proposed multi-year plan filed with the Maryland Public Service Commission on May 16, 2020. The Chamber supports the work of Pepco as done in Montgomery County and recent years to enhance the reliability of the system. To meet the needs of future expectation on managed energy usage should commensurate with Maryland goals to reach net zero emission by 2045. Pepco would need funds to continue to upgrade, in some cases build new infrastructure. The Chamber believes that continued diligence on measuring assurance, uninterrupted service, prompt restoration, along with the enhanced reliability, resiliency, and grid security, will ensure success of the multi-year plan, Montgomery County and the region. We support Pepco filing of this program and believe it supports achievement of local and state climate and clean energy goals. We appreciate the opportunity to weigh in on Pepco multi-year plan. We believe that this multi-year plan will serve to protect investments already made and help to ensure the energy secure and vibrant future for Silver Spring and Montgomery County. Thank you.
Next is Nicole Yang.
Good evening, my name is Lynn Gibbons. And we are speaking on behalf of Mr. Thomas Seegers, an engineering teacher and the Society of Women Engineers Club sponsor at Wheaton High School in Montgomery County, Maryland. We are speaking on behalf of SWE's support for the Pepco's proposed Climate Ready Pathway Maryland Multi-Year Plan, or MYP, filed with the Maryland Public Service Commission on May 16, 2023, in case 9702. The Society of Women Engineers was established in 2017 and is a public school club dedicated to increasing the opportunity for young women in STEM fields. It has seen substantial growth year after year in membership and community outreach. SWE is very proactive in visiting local, elementary, and middle schools. The highlight of our visits has always been our students driving up in the electric cars that we have built and won multiple races with, including a race in Abu Dhabi last year and multiple Washington, D.C. electrical vehicle Grand Prix races. The club's success wouldn't have been possible without the support of Global EEP and Pepco. Since our first race, Pepco has made a huge impact on our women, not only with their support of Global EEP, but also with their direct support by providing mentors and opportunities to our students. They invited us to their parent company Excellence Innovation Expo, give us a tour of their efficient solar and living classroom at their water plant facility, provided us with women engineers and tours, hosted us to celebrate our championship, and included us in the community outreach events like Greenfest held in Wheaton, Maryland last May. As a result, our students have gone on to Brown, Cornell, Colorado, the Colorado School of Mines, Harvey Mudd, Johns Hopkins, Lehigh, Northwestern, RPI, RIT, Stanford, and of course, UND. We firmly believe in Pepco's vision for our future and support Pepco's filing of this program as a necessary step towards addressing climate change. As Maryland progresses to meeting net zero clean energy goal in 2045, it is essential to have a well-educated, climate-conscious community. Pepco's multi-year plan recognizes this, and we are confident that it provides the actions necessary to support our efforts in educating the next generation of our community. We request that the Public Service Commission approve the multi-year. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Ms. Gibbons, right? Thank you for participating this evening.
The next person that's listed is in person or virtual. It's Donna Han.
Evening, Commissioners. I'm Donna An. I'm the owner of Acteon. I'm a small woman-owned business based here in Montgomery County. Also a relatively young business, and I have been working with Pepco for the last 3 years. And I'm here in support of their multi-year plan. I understand that they have a community impact plan fund of about $36 million that helps to get contracts out to diverse businesses such as mine here in Montgomery in their region. Some of the things that I was going to address have already been mentioned by the previous testifiers, so I will shift a little bit and just give a little bit of insight and experience as a small company working with Pepco, trying to get contracts for upcoming season. We offer what I deem ancillary services to Pepco in the landscaping and stormwater management area, and I see this opportunity allowing them to project their budget over multiple years to help businesses get contracts, perhaps not last minute, and then all of us scrambling. We come in after Pepco crews have to do either emergency services or to lay down infrastructure. And oftentimes they have to cut down trees in residential areas or public spaces. And we are one of the firms that comes in behind and replants the trees or fix erosion on some of your property, on some of your campuses. Pepco's campuses, they have stormwater MYP facilities that have to meet certain requirements, whether it be for the district or Maryland, and we provide services to maintain and inspect those facilities. And that oftentimes the contracts come a bit late and we're behind the season. Ultimately, sometimes costs Pepco more money because they're unable to project ahead of time to get these contracts in place. So not knowing a lot about the behind the scenes on Pepco's end, I suspect that the multi-year plan will allow them to plan better, more effectively and efficiently, and spend their dollars more effectively. So that is my testimony for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
The remainder of the participants are listed as virtual. The next participant is Brian Levine.
Yes, Brian Levine with the Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here tonight to share the Montgomery County Chamber's support for Pepco's multi-year rate plan. We're proud that Pepco is a member of the Chamber and a partner in our mission to accelerate the success of businesses in Montgomery County and the Metro Maryland region. Their partnership is invaluable to our efforts, and not only in their service to our business community, which is important, but their efforts to help us grow jobs and economic activity in Montgomery County. So Pepco has served Montgomery County for over 125 years with safe, affordable, and clean energy, but they contribute in so many other ways. Pepco's ability to quickly react to an emergency event in Montgomery County was crucial to saving lives. You may remember that a plane flew into Pepco's transmission lines in Montgomery County, knocking out power to over 50,000 residents, and they played a crucial role in helping Our first responders in Montgomery County removed the plane and saved the lives of the people on that plane who were hanging there on the transmission line. It was also their investments in the county that allowed Pepco to restore power to Montgomery County local residents in less than 6 hours after that accident. Their investments in people in our county matter too. They employ over 3,000 workers and countless other contractors. In 2023 alone, Pepco spent more than $387 million with local, minority, diverse suppliers, equating to over 42% of their total spend. And just one other example of what they were doing for our business community, Pepco has been working hand in hand with us and other groups to ensure that we can grow our life sciences sector with things like quickly allowing the conversion of empty office space into lab space, which is important to our life sciences community, and ensuring that this sector has reliable power in areas like North Bethesda and our new White Flint substation in the new White Flint substation. In conclusion, Pepco's 3-year rate plan is not only important to maintaining Pepco's ability to meet the needs of Montgomery County in the face of climate change, but impacts the greater economy of Montgomery County and countless businesses and residents in our county. So again, thank you for allowing me to speak tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Levine.
Next is Juanita Colina. Juanita Gomez.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good evening. My name is Juanita Gomez, and I'm a program manager from SEED. We're located in Riverdale, Maryland. We provide support to Pepco multi-year rate programs. Someone Empowerment and Economic Development SEED is a nonprofit community development organization operating in Prince George's County, Maryland. SEED provides emergency food, financial counseling, education, and training while promoting self-sufficiency and empowerment directly to families and communities. Through community services, education, and community development, SEED will create environments where all individuals are empowered, all children are nurtured, families are trained, and communities are transformed. SEED is one of the few full-time assets for nonprofit agencies serving more than 5,000 families annually. As a HUD-approved housing counseling agency, SEED provides counseling and education to thousands of first-time homebuyer families, facing foreclosure families, as well as residents in our financial fitness programs in both locations. SEED also operates Excel Academic Public Charter School. The organization's emergency food and distribution consists of both biweekly and monthly outreach, as well as regular distributions to 8 other pantries in Prince George's County. SEED is also a partner in the development of nearly 400 units of affordable housing in both Riverdale and Fort Washington, Maryland, and just delivered a new renovated 75,000 square foot school facility for its affiliate Excel Academy. SEED has partnered with Pepco for the past 5 years with the at-risk, predominantly Hispanic community in Prince George's County, from food distribution events at area elementary schools to in-person bilingual financial literacy seminars. Pepco has shown its commitment to assisting the community at the grassroots level, but by educating customers on energy efficiency, energy savings tips, and more importantly, fraud and scam awareness. Pepco remains a commitment partner to our community. We support Pepco multi-year rate plan because we believe it can provide significant benefits to nonprofit organizations, such as SEED. These benefits can be seen budget stability. Like any other organization, a nonprofit operates on a budget. By locking in electricity rates over multiple years, SEED can better predict and plan for its future expenses. This stability allows for more accurate financial forecasting, ensuring that resources are allocated efficiently to provide to the organization's mission and programs. The impact also will also be felt in long-term planning initiatives. As you know, nonprofits typically have strategic goals and objectives that extend beyond a single fiscal year. A multi-year rate plans aligns well with long-term planning approach, providing certainty around energy costs and able to focus on mission without the distraction of fluctuating utility expenses. By security and multi-year state plans, SEED can mitigate the risk of unexpected cost increase due to changes in utility rates or market conditions. This proactive approach to financial management helps to safeguard our organization's financial health and stability over time and also lead to stakeholder confidence. We look forward to continue our relationship with Pepco and believe this initiative will help organizations like SEED continue our important work efficiently. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Gomez, for joining us this evening.
Next is Sam Beatty. Sam Beatty. After Mr. Beatty, it is Diana Layden. Diana Layden. After Ms. Layden, it is Pamela Horn Hall. Pamela Horn Hall. After Ms. Hall, it's Della Walker. Amanda, are you there?
Yes.
Or Chair Hoover? Can you hear us okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Are there more people in the lobby after, aside from the 6 that we see?
There's currently no one in the lobby in the WebEx room.
I'm sorry, not the lobby, but we see 6 people on screen. Are there more than 6 participants? Can you tell?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Next would be, after Ms. Walker, Mary Ann Clark. After Mary Ann Clark would be Louise Crawford. Louise Crawford.
So we're very confident this is working out.
Yeah. Amanda, can you show us the name again?
That was me. I can show you.
I do not see on there Louise Crawford, Marianne Clark, Della Walker, Pamela Horn Hall, Diana Layden, Sam Beatty, unless anyone else does. The next name, I don't see either. It's Connie Larrera. Next name is Karenda Inyama. And there are a couple names on here that are here, but I'm just going to go through all of them. Pamela Leedy. Pamela Leedy. Next after that is Reagan Thomas. After that is Herb Jones.
Yes, Herb Jones here. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, commissioners, public service commission staff, Pepco officials, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Herbert Jones, and I am the president of Italian North Area Civic Association. Thank you for this opportunity to again share my thoughts and observations about Pepco's request to increase rates. I would be remiss, and it looks like Pepco is doing some outstanding work in the community in terms of their community partnerships. I like to attribute that for the most part to their former president, Pepco Region, Donna Cooper, for her work in that area. I'm just going to make several points very quickly. In my view, the current multi-year rate plan shifts substantial risk to ratepayers. I think ratepayers should not be burdened with the costs associated with failed projects or those projects that don't meet certain standards. I asked myself the question in just reviewing some information, what does Pepco mean by climate-ready grid? How does one evaluate that and the cost associated with that? Does the forecast budget by Pepco represent the public interest or the shareholder interest in a multi-year rate plan scenario? I believe Pepco is entitled to a fair rate of return, but not excessive rate of return. As I think I've said before, the multi-year rate plan is not in the public interest, but designed to increase profits and shareholder value. 3 quick points. As the commission is aware of, the industry is moving to electrification of the entire United States, which means to the average consumer, larger utility bills. The average home in Pepco service territory uses about 850 to 900 kWh per month. The all-electric homes use up and around maybe 1,000 kWh per month. The more kWh used by the homeowner after 1,000 kilowatts, I believe, the higher the bill is. AOBA and other participating parties have predicted, Office of People's Counsel, that bills could skyrocket in the next 3 to 4 years under this current multi-year rate plan. I believe we need to consider putting back on the table the traditional rate-making process that would allow the Public Service Commission, Office of People's Counsel, and others to better evaluate rate application and their impacts on rates. The entire concept of the multi-year rate plan was a strategy by Pepco as well as all other utilities to increase shareholder value and create a consistent, measurable return on investment 2 to 3 years out. The thought that this would streamline the process and make it more efficient is interesting. I ask myself the question, for whom? The multi-year rate plan creates an uneven regulatory playing field and allows for unfettered access and the ability to increase shareholder values at the expense of the consumer. The Pepco Exelon merger was sold in part by the promise of a more larger company, more resilient, ready company in the face of climate change, weather-related issues, more efficient with regard to customer service, quality service standards. One asks themselves, how do you check that to get a real read barometer? It is my thought that the commission might want to consider hearing directly for the consumers. I'm suggesting that the commission look at maybe once every 2 years to have a series of community hearings to both look at the quality of service standard and the customer service standards. And you would hear directly from the consumers and get an idea, and this is good for the company as well, how they can actually get better. Thank you very much for this opportunity to share my views.
Thank you, Mr. Jones, for your testimony. Next is Sharon Lawrence.
Yes, good evening. I'm here. Good evening, Commissioner, Chairman, and staff. I appreciate the opportunity to comment this evening. My name is Sharon Lawrence. I'm the member of the Livingston Woods Homeowners Board of Directors in Oxon Hill, Maryland, and a founding member of the South County Environmental Justice Coalition. I'm speaking today in reference to the case 9702, Potomac Electric Company's application to adjust its retail rates. In April of 2021, I learned of Pepco's plan to place a 1 megawatt lithium-ion battery storage system, commonly known as a BESS, in my neighborhood on Livingston Road, approximately a quarter of a mile from my development. This being one of Pepco's first projects involving energy storage. I quickly engaged in an effort to personally educate myself to determine the safety of this facility and joined neighboring activists who were doing the same. Doing our research and eventually communicating with best experts, local fire authorities, and various other entities, we learned the Livingston Road location was not a good decision, especially since the battery was slated to be placed in a heavily populated residential and business area to include a fully functional daycare facility within 400 feet of the opposed site. Many red flags presented themselves during our research. Mainly, it was mind-boggling the lack of oversight in determining a safe location for the batteries. Inadequate fire safety planning and protocols. No official training of any kind with local fire or emergency agencies was put in place prior to installation. Insufficient vetting of the contractor, AF Mensa, who was not qualified to construct nor manage the system and has yet to be identified by way of our collective research. The timeline repeatedly kept being pushed back because of major community concerns and ongoing contractor issues. I believe these things and a few more prompted Pepco to make the right decision to relocate the best to another suitable location. The results, however, was a failed project. Had they taken the steps to engage with the community before selecting the Livingston Road location, they could have avoided the loss of time and money. According to Pepco, this project represented a $6.3 million investment in the energy grid serving Oxon Hill. We all know the project was costly. However, the cost should not be covered at the expense of customers under no circumstance. I learned a lot during this debacle of a project. Mostly the agencies and officials let us down by not having rules, policies, and regulations in place that would have taken a closer look at Pepco's project. A look would have provided foresight into exactly what was involved and who would be affected by something so important and potentially detrimental to human life and livelihood. This is the opportunity now that we must take to ensure this does not happen again, not only with Pepco, but also with any other public utility. I am asking this commission to please consider this. The commission should not allow Pepco to recover the cost of the failed Livingston Road battery project at the expense of the customers. They should not receive any rate increase in this rate case for this particular loss. Additionally, I think the commission should always hear from the public by holding at least 2 community meetings to obtain true customer relations, which would address comments and concerns. I would also like to recommend that once every 2 years, the PSC hold hearings regarding Pepco's quality of service as well as customer service. In fact, I recommend this apply to all 3 utilities, Pepco, Washington Gas, and Verizon. In conclusion, we need regulators to oversee all utility projects to ensure customer safety and quality of life. We need common sense judgment. We need an agency that will protect us and keep the public interest in the forefront of all decisions. I oppose any portion of the money lost due to the failed Livingston Road Best project to be included in this rate case. Thank you for this opportunity and your time.
Thank you, Ms. Lawrence, for participating this evening.
Next is Patricia Monroe. I believe her name was there.
It was.
Patricia Monroe might just be on mute.
Patricia, we're having a hard time hearing you.
Amanda, can you hear her? Is she trying to speak to us?
It looks like she's trying, but we still can't hear her. She is unmuted. Patricia, it might help to try and call in for your audio.
Ms. Monroe, why don't you go ahead and call in, and we'll go to our next participant and then get back to you.
The next is Yuri Borovsky.
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Thank you, members of the commission. I am here tonight not because I have strong opinions regarding the Pepco multi-year plan, but because I have strong thoughts about Pepco's failure to treat customers and communities with basic dignity and respect. I think I've heard some remarks to that extent recently, voiced by another participant. I want to acknowledge that this seems to be the only venue once every few years to get heard by Pepco. For example, I've previously complained about frequent intermittent outages at our home, and Pepco did nothing until such hearing a few years ago in Prince George's County. Then the issue got resolved, thanks to the opportunity to get Pepco to take our problem at our home seriously. Well, the problem is back again, and Pepco doesn't seem to monitor it in some structure. Meanwhile, our household keeps relying on upgrading multiple UPS devices. Sorry, I have a lot of echo.
I think it's Pamela.
Continuing on the subject of apathetic or perhaps mismanaged Pepco, for 2 years, I've been calling Pepco to remind them that they left behind double poles as part of an infrastructure upgrading program. Pepco told our community in the project FAQ fact sheet published that the poles will be removed within 90 days of erecting the new subtransmission metal poles. Well, no meaningful response came out of my efforts to call Pepco directly. My phone calls received runarounds months after months, bouncing between Pepco personnel. And meanwhile, for over 2 years after the new poles were installed, my entire neighborhood could not safely and were put in danger by a huge blind spot that the power lines created of pulling into Central Avenue, a state route with reasonably high speeds here. We seriously could not see oncoming traffic because the new metal pole, that's another aspect I want to say. Pepco seems to have deceived the community by saying that we're going to replace power lines, but what they took a 1 foot diameter wooden pole and replaced it with a 4 or 5 feet metal pole. And you add that to the old wooden pole and you seriously cannot see multiple lanes of traffic. It was not until I brought this to the attention of the Maryland Public Service Commission that it seems that the commission was able to find some contact at Pepco to look into it. And another several months later, at long last, the old wooden poles are being removed. I do not understand why Pepco is so obtuse when it comes to direct communication with customers and impacted communities. Finally, another example, I have a Pepco transformer as part of an easement in my yard. That transformer looks terrible. 30 years of sun-faded paint, covered in mold, safety stickers are peeling off the transformer. And it seems the only way forward for me to do anything about it is to paint it myself, because I called Pepco multiple times trying to get them to come and paint their equipment, and they don't seem to pay attention to their own equipment. By the way, Pepco, after I paint your transformer, do mail me the stickers so I can put the safety stickers on your equipment appropriately. Finally, I'm grateful for the work of the Commission on the major strategic elements, but also allowing opportunities for individual residents like myself to reach a deaf monopoly. I do encourage Pepco to stop putting communities in a hamster wheel of deception and start listening outside of venues and events like tonight. And also I want to thank the Commission for passing to consumers those 12% reduction in procurement cost of electricity for the upcoming summer. That's a nice touch. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Borowski, and I hope members of our staff, commission staff, PC, and the company can maybe follow up on some of those issues raised by Mr. Borowski.
Absolutely.
It looks like Patricia Monroe may have called in.
Yes, I have. Good evening, everyone. My name is Patricia Monroe, and I am the president of the South Lawn Citizens Association and also a member of the South County Environmental Justice Coalition. The funds for the DESSs and any others in the state of Maryland that have been canceled, delayed, should not be included in the rate increase for ratepayers. Reason being, this was a failed project that potentially could have cost ratepayers twice what was originally projected. The funds for this project were grossly mismanaged by the contractor. And even though I hear all the contractors and all the wonderful things that Pepco does, this was a disaster. Constant delays, wrong equipment ordered, not to mention an unqualified contractor. The alternative, I believe projects that are pilots should be funded by the utility companies same as with other developers with pilot projects. If the cost of these pilot projects are not passed on to ratepayers until the projects are completed, this will prevent ratepayers from paying for something that may fail, saving the ratepayers from increases on their utility bills. The Public Utility Commission should prioritize the interests of the consumer over the utility company's financial goals, including costs of these projects in the rate. Gives the utility companies the gift that keeps on giving. Well after these projects are completed, providing little benefit to the consumer. An example of the little benefit is the BESS would have given homeowners a 2% savings per month on their utility bill. Meanwhile, the company makes twice or three times more than, way more than that, just to say. The financial burden that the increase imposes on households, and especially during economic hardship, is uncandid. I am against this rate increase. I believe there needs to be a little more review as to why this funding is needed. I researched there's almost a $40 billion corporation between Pepco and Exelon, and we're the little people, and they're making out like bandits. Again, I am against this. I think it needs to go back to the table and be reviewed on a more current basis than just to consistently do increases. Thank you for your time, and have a good evening.
Thank you. You have a good evening too. Thank you for your testimony this evening, Ms. Monroe.
That completes the list that I have, unless there are others in the room or online that wish to speak.
Does anyone in the room wish to be heard before we conclude this evening? Seeing no one, this public hearing is adjourned. And thank you so much for coming out to speak. Bye, Chair Hoover.